Have you ever wondered, how much money could I make if I was to post a Minecraft YouTube video? Well, in our second ever Comment of the Day episode here in the Desert Kingdom, I'll let you know how much money I make by posting Minecraft videos on YouTube, along with a ton of great other questions that I've gotten from other members of the Minecraft community. So let's kick it off with the wonderful Yogi Man, who asked, what has been your proudest and most impactful experience in single-player Minecraft? By far, without a single doubt in my mind, it is reaching 1,000 days in hardcore Minecraft. Back a couple of years ago, when I was getting back into Minecraft and I stumbled across hardcore, I saw these wonderful 1,000 days videos. And don't get me wrong, I've put a lot of time and energy to becoming a better player over the last couple of years. But when I first stumbled across these hardcore videos, I was like, I would never be able to make it to 1,000 days in hardcore. And another big reason for me joining Minecraft in general was because I wanted to have a fully completed project. I had started a lot of towns and villages and I had gotten a couple hundred days in each one of them, but I always seemed to move on to the next world, leaving the last one incomplete. And so about 2 years ago, I set off to make the Hardcore Kingdom, 1,000 days playthrough where I was able to make a wonderful kingdom that was completely complete. I wanted a kingdom that had full interiors and tons of decorations, all of the farmland that you could ever see, all encapsulating the best builds that I had ever made. And as someone that loves making high quality videos, I wanted to make the best quality videos that I could for the entire 1,000 days, so that eventually I could have an incredible movie that I could look back on. And it did take me 2 years to get to the point of being able to say, yes, I was able to survive 1,000 days in Minecraft Hardcore. I'm so glad to say that the movie for the 1,000 days is going to come out next Wednesday, but this was for Season 3 of Minecraft Hardcore, meaning that I had 2 other years of entire playthroughs before I was able to make it 1,000 days. When I finished stitching together the movie and I sat back and I was able to watch it for myself, I was just so proud of myself. These 1,000 days have been so impactful to me as a Minecraft player and as a content creator, and I hope that when the movie comes out next week, you find it impactful as well. The next question comes from Break the Net, who asked, what's the story behind your skin? And there's definitely a deep story behind my skin. I've talked about it in live streams in the past, but I'm more than happy to share a little bit about it now. So my character Slip wears the orange robes of a Tibetan monk, and Tibetan Buddhism is incredibly important to me. This may seem like a little bit of woo-woo, but when I was 20 years old, I had a spiritual experience. My birthday is July 28th, and I was home for the summer after my first year of college. In the summer prior, I had spent a ton of time losing a lot of weight and becoming a personal trainer. I had gotten super into doing yoga, and my birthday happened to fall upon a Saturday when my favorite yoga class was. I got out my yoga mat and I drove to class, and I had a wonderful 1-hour class with an awesome meditation at the end. Nothing special happened at class, but I remember leaving just feeling like $1,000,000. And since my hometown is on the water in New England, my plan was to go and hang out with my friends on the boats for the day, catch up after our first year of college, and to celebrate my birthday. But as I got home after that yoga class, I decided that I wanted to do even more yoga. I went down to the basement of my dad's house. I took out my yoga stuff once again and I rolled out my mat, and I decided to do 1 more hour of yoga before I went and spent time with my friend. Now my first yoga class was at 11 a.m. and I set out the mat once again at about 1 p.m. I planned on being done by 2, but I happened to get into an incredible yoga flow and the hours flew by. And so when I finally decided to check out what time it was 4:30 p.m., which I checked my text messages and saw that my friends were blowing up my phone wondering where I was. However, I was so at peace that I decided to do a 15-minute meditation, then to go get ready to hang out with my friends. And something really incredible happened to me during that 15 minutes, which actually ended up happening to be an hour. I ended up feeling like I was connected to everything, that I was a part of the universe. I lost my sense of self and became a part of it all. And during that experience, all of these different feelings of wisdom or insight, all of these different ephemeral things, they ended up coming towards me. And for a brief moment, I felt like I knew everything. Although the moment that the flow state ended and I got out of the meditation, I went back to not knowing any. And so as someone that had never been religious, that had always been agnostic, and had grown up in a non-religious family, this was completely mind-blowing to me. As a 20-year-old, as the sun set, I went outside to my backyard and started skipping around. Just like a kid. It was maybe the happiest moment that I'd ever felt. And I called up my mom and I told her, I just had a spiritual experience, and I don't expect for you to understand this, but it happened, and I'm sure we're going to continue to explore this. She said, okay, I don't understand, but whatever you say. So from that moment, I decided to do anything and everything that I could to figure out why that experience had happened to me, and I tried to put some meaning towards it. I got incredibly engrossed in Eastern religion in particular. As that summer ended and I prepared to go back to school, I saw that there was a flyer to study abroad in India, and not only that, but to study Tibetan Buddhism. And so I immediately signed up, and I saved up the money, and that October, I decided to go to India. I was specifically located in Dharamshala, which is where the Dalai Lama and his government in exile resides. The Dalai Lama has been kicked out of Tibet and has to live in India, so now Dharamshala is the head of Tibetan Buddhism. Thousands of monks from all around the world, and in particular from Tibet, have coming to what they consider one of the holiest places in the world. If I can find a picture, I'll try to put one up on the screen now. So I started waking up at 4 a.m. and with the rest of the monks as the sun rose in the Himalayan mountains, I would walk what they call the Kora. And the entire experience is just beyond words for me. The Tibetan people have gone through a lot over the last 80 years or so, and I wanted to keep them alive through my channel. So just like a Tibetan monk, I wear the orange prayer robes. And we have another awesome question from Break the Net right here. What inspired you to start pursuing fitness? So as we've talked about a little bit, I ended up losing about 60 pounds and I became a personal trainer going into college. To be honest, it's the result of a bad breakup. For about 2 years or so in high school, I was absolutely in love with my girlfriend, except for we hadn't really grown into ourselves and we had a bit of an unhealthy relationship. We would break up one day and then get back together the next, and the whirlwind of emotions ended up having me resort to stress eating. I was either feeling on top of the world or I was down in the dumps, and food seemed the way to escape the pain for a little bit. I now live in Colorado, but I was living in New England at the time, and although I was 1 year older than this gal, I decided that I wanted to stay in New England so that we could be together. However, the more tumultuous our relationship ended up getting, the unhappier and unhappier I got, and eventually my family stepped in and said that you need to make a change, and so I made a change. Although my girlfriend had been the one to break up with me every single time, I broke up with her. I was heading to college and I wanted to spread my wings, and although it was the hardest thing that I had ever done at the time, it was the thing that I needed to do. The morning after I broke up with my girlfriend, I decided to head to the gym where I had always worked out before we started dating. I stepped on the treadmill and I set the speed to 1 and I started thinking about what I wanted my next steps to be. Just as I geared up and I started to increase the speed, no one else except for my ex-girlfriend happened to step into the gym. During our relationship, neither of us had worked out, and so it was such a surprise seeing her, and I'm sure she was just as surprised to see me at the gym as well. And so in that moment, I realized that I had a choice that I needed to make. It was either I stayed on the treadmill and I turned my life around, or I got off the treadmill to wallow and cry and probably leave to go home, which I knew would make me feel like a total failure. So I picked up the speed and I started running, and I made sure to go to the gym the next day, The day after that, about 6 months later, at the beginning of the summer, I had lost 60 pounds. For the first time in my life, I felt attractive and I felt confident. I felt like true version of myself. I was no longer looking to anyone else for validation, but I could see it within. And so although a bad breakup was definitely the starting point for me pursuing fitness, it's definitely been the intrinsic things that have kept me with it. We have another awesome question from Break the Net. Thanks so much for sending in so many incredible questions this week. He asked, how long have you been doing YouTube across any older channels? And to be honest, I've kind of been doing YouTube forever. I think that as soon as I turned 12 or 13, I started posting YouTube videos, which you can definitely find on my channels. I made a couple of rap music lyric videos back when I was in 5th grade, and a couple of them have over 100,000 views on them. In particular, if you look up Kanye West Gold Digger lyrics clean, I think you might be able to find mine. But I also made tons of really kind of like fun little skit videos with my friends. And then before getting back into Minecraft a couple of years ago, I spent maybe 7 or 8 years making GoPro YouTube videos. I had a GoPro Instagram account that had about 30,000 followers or so, and I loved just making videos, and I would post them on my YouTube channel as well, which none of them did particularly well. I think they have like a couple hundred views each, but I was still so happy to make them. And I think that it definitely got me to the point where I'm at now. And if I'm being honest, I really don't have any intention to stop. I've always loved making videos, and I've always loved posting them for the world to see. So of course, only the universe knows if this is gonna last forever, but I don't think I'm ever going to stop creating. Now our next question is, why was Minecraft the game you picked to be your channel? And I have two responses to this. First one is, of course, because I love playing Minecraft. Back in the day, I was quite a good Call of Duty player. I was quite good in public matches, and I definitely held my own in competitive Call of Duty as well. My friend and I would try to get as many hours as possible in during the week, probably up to 20 or 30, which was pretty impressive as high school students. And as much as I loved playing Call of Duty and I loved getting into that competitive zone, I also always kept coming back to Minecraft. In Minecraft, I noticed that I could never really get upset. And regardless of whether or not I was playing with friends, I always had a good time playing Minecraft. It felt like there was so much for me to do in the game, so much more than playing Call of Duty and making content about that. I guess I just liked playing it more. But I think the second and the deeper reason is that I think Minecraft is such a bigger platform for artistic expression. In Minecraft, you can do anything. You can build anything you can think of, personify your character, and you can add story and lore and so many other little creative elements that you totally can't find in a Call of Duty video. For example, if I played Call of Duty, I couldn't have an incredible story about my relationship to an animal that I found in my world. But here in Minecraft, Stella, our bunny rabbit friend, is definitely one of my favorite parts about playing in this world here. And without a doubt, she's going to be making an appearance in Lotus Season 3. Our next question from Break the Net is, if you could have your dream job, would it be a content creator or something else? And gosh, that is a really hard question for me. You see, my entire life, I've always wanted to become a teacher. When I was in 5th grade, I wanted to be a music teacher. When I was in 7th and 8th grade, I wanted to be a history teacher. The same thing in high school. And then when I went to college, I then wanted to be a professor. And that's where it stands now. I still want to be a religious studies professor one day. But those of you that may know me through Discord or through live streams or whatever it be, know that I am now a 2nd grade math teacher. And so I've always dreamed of being a teacher, and now here I am going into my 1st year as a math teacher. And so to one way, I already feel like I'm living the dream. And when I lost all of my weight and I became a personal trainer, I also got super into nutrition. When I was in high school, going into college, I always loved RX bars. But then I went to college and I found a wonderful local company that made, in my personal opinion, a better version of RX bars. So I'd always wanted to work for an energy bar company, and I've been working for them for about 2 or 3 years now. This company called Patter Bar is family owned and operated. It's such wonderful people, and they're great energy bars as well. And then my third dream has, as you can tell, always being a content creator and doing this full time. And part of the reason that I spend so much time and energy on YouTube is because I'd love to make that a reality as well. But as someone that already does get paid from YouTube, you can kind of say that I'm really living the dream right now. I'm already a teacher, I work for my dream energy bar company, and I get paid to make YouTube videos on my favorite video game. So no, I'm definitely counting my blessings. Of course, I'm excited for more growth on the YouTube channel and making full-time a reality if it ever was to be the case, but I'm not sure. I think that I'm working towards all 3 dreams at the same time, and I'm lucky that I haven't had to choose yet, and that I can make it all work. I think the last thing to say about that, though, is that if I had the opportunity to do YouTube full-time, I would do that in the blink of an eye. So our next question, what do you think a perfect Minecraft 1.22 should look like? For me, a perfect Minecraft 1.22 would be an inventory update. Actually, I take that back. I would want Minecraft 1.22 to be Minecraft inventory and interiors. If I'm being honest, one of my chief concerns with people moving off from Minecraft and onto another game would be if there was another Minecraft spin-off that had a better inventory management system. As many of you know, there are third-party add-ons that will improve your ability to sort and manage your inventory. Those add-ons don't exist within vanilla Minecraft, and if anything, there's still a band-aid to the issue. I know that the balance exists of finding a package, whether it be chests or just a way of looking at and sorting inventory that works for everybody. After 15 years of this game being here, I could assume that there have been plenty of wonderful ideas about how to make the user interface better. So I'd love to see what that could look like. And one of my favorite things to do in Minecraft is to add the detail and the decoration onto a build or into an area when you're terraforming. Adding the little decorations like banners and item frames and map rooms, all of those sorts of things, they really add so much life to your world. Of course, you don't want to go overboard with having too many of those little gadgets and gadgets within the game, but I think that the Minecraft Create mod shows how well we could really do with interiors if we just spent a little bit more time being intentional. And by we, I mean Mojang. So yeah, I think that my Minecraft 1.22 would look perfect if it had inventory and interiors, and then I would also like an update to the desert biome. Don't think they'd have to go drastic with it, but maybe they could do a little bit of extra work blending in the coastline into the desert or something like that. Just like there are so many different subsets of different biomes in Minecraft, I think that they do the same with the desert. And if they added that, a new mob, inventory, and interiors, I think that would be perfect for me. What happens to your really old Let's Play videos? If I'm being honest, I think that most of them are kind of just sitting unlisted on my YouTube channel. You see, I think that there's something to be said about leaving everything on your profile and showing all of the progress that you've made over the years. But at the same time, I think that visual appeal is a really important thing when people are choosing whether or not they want to subscribe to your channel. And a wonderful way to think about your YouTube channel page is like a portfolio of your artwork. And although I'm really happy to have made my really old videos, I also want my portfolio to show the work that I'm the most proud of. So I still have them, but there's not really too much of a reason to show them. It's a couple of modded Let's Plays. Now we've made it to the big question. How much money have you made from YouTube so far? So over the last 2 years or so of doing YouTube, I've made maybe $400. I'll put a screenshot of my most recent payout on the screen right here. Today is June 22, which means that I've made about $115 since February, meaning that on average, I make about $20 to $25 a month from doing YouTube. However, it hasn't always looked that way. I've been in the member program for about a year and a half, and for the first 6 months, it was much more around $10 to $15 a month. And so the sky's the limit, the more views that you get, and of course by differentiating your income streams. If you like my content and you want to get 13 exclusive videos amongst so many other things, you can always become a member for $3, which of course helps make this YouTube thing a reality. And so the more that I do this and the more that I keep at it, I see that I'm making more money over time. But one thing about choosing a game that you really love, something that you can stick out with, is that it's a long process and you have to love making the thing in order to get to the point where you do get some money from it. And my best advice to you to start making money off YouTube, if you're interested in it, is to just keep making videos. I know it sounds so cheesy, but you really do get better and better over time, and I think that other people can recognize that as well. And when people recognize that you're getting better, they'll take a chance on you. And with more and more people willing to take a chance on your videos, the more viewership, the more audience retention time, all of the number things you're gonna get. So I wouldn't do it for the money, I would do it because you love it, but money definitely doesn't hurt either. For example, I bought a brand new monitor using only YouTube money, and that was a really cool feeling, and it's an added benefit of loving the process. And we have our second to last question from Break the Net. If your channel never grew any bigger, what would you do instead? Would you still make Minecraft content, or would you switch up the game or content entirely? I think I have a pretty simple response for this one. I wouldn't switch it up. I think that if I ever made lifestyle videos like I used to in the past, or GoPro videos or anything like that, would be strictly as a hobby. And I think that the cool thing about me doing Minecraft and loving doing this so much is that I can still consider it a hobby as well. Playing Minecraft and making Minecraft videos is my favorite hobby that I'm trying to also make a job. And sometimes gathering resources and materials for hours on end can feel like work, but when you can put on some music or put on your favorite Minecraft YouTubers and kind of just zone out for a little bit, it's such a blast doing it too. Not to mention, I love looking at the finished products of the videos that I make. There's so many different ways to tell a story through Minecraft. There's so many different ways of expression and so many different ways of interacting with the game. And so I think that I would only stop making Minecraft content if I stopped playing Minecraft. Making videos on it is part of the reason I love playing Minecraft, and it gives me an extra reason to get excited about playing. It gives me extra purpose. If I know that I'm going to be making a really cool video, then those extra hours have a little bit of more reason for me to do the work of spending all these hours by myself gathering materials for a build that no one would ever see. I would feel one way about it, but I get to share my art with the world and make it look really cool too. So I totally just love doing that more than I love anything else. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't think I'll ever stop making videos, but if I did for Minecraft, it would have nothing about how the channel was growing. It would only be because I wanted to take my artistic ideas elsewhere. And our last question for the comment of the day, if you've gotten to this point in the video, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you taking the time to check out a small channel just like mine. If you like this sort of vibe, definitely consider checking out my main channel. But our last question from Break the Net is a wonderful question. What is the story of your name? Slip or Sliptini? So to answer this question, I'm going to start off with my old name, which is Sliptini. My last name is Martin, and when I was a kid, Other people would call me Martini. And then when I was older, I went to college, and I've always loved listening to rap music. I forget when, but at some point in time, the song Slippery by Migos ended up coming on. And it was my first time hearing it, and I absolutely loved it. And for weeks after, I just had Slippery by Migos on repeat. And so in a funny way, when I saw my friends, they would kind of go slippery. And so inadvertently, they started calling me Slip. And so when it came to me thinking of a Minecraft YouTube name, I thought of putting the two together to put, the Martini and then to put the Slip. And so I made Sliptini. And I thought that it sounded easy and was easy enough to spell. And so I decided to go with it. And I was okay with the name because I felt like it was kind of search optimized. And there was another Minecraft YouTuber who mostly live streamed at the time whose name was Slip. And so I was like, oh, I can't, I only have like 100 subscribers or like 50 subscribers. I can't become the next Slip and take away his name, He already has a couple thousand. He's one of the big guys. So I'm going to be Sliptini instead. And then as time went on and I realized that he really wasn't growing that quickly or posting that many YouTube videos because he was much more of a streamer. And the more that I grew as a channel myself, I was like, you know what? I wanted to be Slip in the first place. Like, when I was debating Sliptini, I was like, I want to be Slip, but like, I guess Sliptini works better. And I was like, you know what? I'm Slip. Like, I'm the Slip on Minecraft. That sort of thing. So here I am. It's me, Slip. And finally, I have a question for you all. I'm going to answer it myself, and then you have two options if you would like to respond to it. Feel free to leave your answer in the comments, or if you want to join our community Discord, it'll also be in the comment section below. We have a poll running in the Discord, and I'd love to get your thoughts. So would you rather play Minecraft forever, but you could never eat your favorite food again? Or would you rather never play Minecraft again, but you could eat your favorite food forever? And for me, I personally would play Minecraft forever, but not be able to eat my favorite food, which happens to be hamburgers. And that's fine with me. There are so many different wonderful foods in the world, but I love playing Minecraft and I love making videos on it, and so I wouldn't take that away for anything. But I'd love to know your thoughts. Your favorite food for life, or would you rather be able to play Minecraft and never eat it again? Thanks again for taking a chance on a small channel just like mine, and I'll see you in the next video.